Why I track all of my gold and silver bullion purchases. Hello future investors and welcome back to another weekly episode. Now today I want to talk to you about my gold and silver bullion purchase history. Now I write it down, most of it anyway, I've wrote down in a diary to look back on in many years from now and be able to track how much I paid for certain bullion precious metals. So let's go through for an example. In 2020, when I first started buying precious metals, I bought 4 Royal Mint 1 gram gold bars at around £63, £42 each. Now we know roughly that if you want a 1 gram gold bar, especially from the Royal Mint, you're looking at more like £80. So clearly that was a good investment. In 2020, I bought again a 1 ounce 007 No Time to Die silver bar from Bullion House. I bought 3 of those, and that was £120 and 36 pence, roughly working out at £40 each. That was again a good investment because when you look at the sale listings on those, they're a little bit over that. And we go further down the list, maybe we look at that one there. 2020, I bought a Royal Mint 1 ounce Una and the Lion silver bar. I paid around £30 for that. Now not all of these prices have the invoice history, so I've had to estimate like this Una and the Lion bar here. But I vaguely remember that I paid around £30 for it. So yeah, that was a good investment because they fetch some very, very big premiums now with, the fact that you can't get them from the Royal Mint anymore. My only regret is that I didn't buy more. When we actually look back to my quarter ounce Gold Britannia, my first one I bought, cost me £417 and £427 at the end of 2020. Well, I purchased two more in 2023 and they were £445 each. So yeah, you can see how they've gone up and then so on and so on. So the reason I track and write down my purchase history of some of my precious metals is simply because I want to be able to look back in 25 years and go, okay, I paid X amount for this 1 gram gold bar and now it's £100 a bar, for example. And I think that would be pretty cool, when you're at that age and you've stacked it for all that time, because I don't see how most people would remember all of their precious metals and what they paid for them. So a simple diary, just to keep track of it. Eventually I'd like to move it onto like an online Excel spreadsheet so it makes it much easier to track. But I personally think it's a very good thing to do because any sort of finances that you write down, it helps you keep a visual eye on what you're actually doing, and it doesn't really become a blur, because when you're just buying and buying and buying and sometimes selling and then buying again, it can all become blurred and it can become easy to lose track of what you're spending and what you're saving and what you're investing. So I'm a big believer in that. But yeah, ignore my kind of draft diary. I've only actually started doing that more recently, but I would like to put it into an Excel spreadsheet. But as we're on the topic of gold and silver, I do think that there's big things to come for gold and silver bullion at the moment. With CBDCs coming in. Sorry, ignore my blue hands. They've ink transfer there. I think there's big things for gold and silver bullion because, as we know, CBDCs are kicking in now, central banking digital currencies. I've done a few videos on that, and I do believe that's going to really affect gold prices. And anyway, with the situation that the world is in right now, gold and silver is a good bet to stick some of your money. It's a really good investment asset to look after your wealth and hedged against inflation. I know I keep saying it, but gold bullion really is one of the safest assets to store and preserve your wealth. You're not going to become rich by it, and you can't expect to buy a couple of 1 ounce Gold Britannias and then in 10 years be able to sell them and live off what you've made. It's just not going to happen. First of all, gold, as we know, is to protect yourself against inflation and look after and preserve your wealth. But I've got to be honest, in the same time, if you're able to make profit, you're not going to turn your nose up at that, are you? A nice bit of profit, and yeah, I don't see why that would be such a bad thing. Here I've got my 5 gram Royal Mint bar. Beautiful piece. I really, really like this design. It's one of my first 5 gram gold bars I actually purchased. I only bought one, which is, I know why I only bought one, because at the time it seemed like such an expensive purchase. But as you guys know, I like things in multiples, and it does bother me that I've only got one of these. I have got another 5 gram Pamp gold bar. That is this bar here, the Pamp Swiss bar. Beautiful piece. Again, I've only got one of these. So essentially I've got 2 5-gram gold bars in my stack, but you know what I'm like, I don't really like odd numbers. I would like multiples of each, but I'm kind of sticking to Britannias and coins right now because of the capital gains tax benefits that they hold. Now I know that capital gains tax doesn't kick in until you spend over £6,000 in the UK, but nonetheless, with the UK changing their capital gains tax rules, I mean by 2024 they're lowering that by half. So right now the capital gains tax level is £6,000, but they're going to be dropping that to £3,000 in 2024. So can you imagine what it will be in 10 years from now? So that's a reason why I'm not really trying to invest some of my money into assets that are, you know, not going to keep me away from being capital gains tax exempt. So that's why I'm focusing on these Britannias and specifically coins. Let's have a closer look at this beautiful coin. Stunning, isn't it? King Charles III. Utterly stunning. Would like to get some more of these, but of course, as we know, it's a fairly substantial amount of money to pay out. Again, although it's a wicked piece, I do love the quarter ounce gold coins. I just love how they look in your stack. I love how when you collect them, they just pile on top of each other. The benefits of them being so small, you can pop it in your pocket. No one will know you've got it. And, you know, again, if you needed to sell it for something, for some reasons that you need some cash, for whatever that may be, you're not going to lose all of your investment that you might have like invested into a 1 ounce Britannia coin. So yeah, anyway, that's my little chat over about my history of tracking my precious metal and bullion dealer purchases. Let me know in the comment sections below if you do something similar. I would like to know. Thanks for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see you in the very next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye bye guys. To watch another episode on future investments, click the link now.